This must be the most annoying airsoft grenade ever. Hello fellow plastic throwers. Now, over the near decade I've been playing airsoft, I have rarely ever used airsoft grenades out on the battlefield. Decent pyro grenades are usually quite costly, and because of that I was hesitant to waste them, which then meant I never remembered to use them. Reusable grenades are an obvious alternative. The problem is, all of the ones I've ever used have been, well, crap. Gas grenades last the best part of 10 minutes before they start leaking, and in some cases we've had them go off in our pockets. And when you're playing woodland and field airsoft, the impact heads of these are hopelessly unreliable. Blank firing grenades also suffer from the impact reliability problems, and like pyro grenades, you cannot use them in dry conditions, unless you want a grass fire. Although to be fair, nothing brings friend and foe together in a somewhat frantic tap dance like a grass fire. Now this left me with a couple of options. Number one, don't bother, but where's the fun in that? And number two, go electric. The T238 flash grenade is one such electric example, combining a vomit-inducing light show with a modest yet surprisingly obnoxious beeping sound. But I'm a tight ass, so I made my own. The body hastily 3D printed in the shape of a dumbbell for easy rolling, with a guarded switch on top of the grenade to activate it before deployment. Now this airsoft grenade, as you can see here, is frankly enormous, but with very good reason. You see, the buzzer in the T238 grenade is going to be one of these, a piezo buzzer. The sort of thing you'll find in smoke detectors, and I'm afraid this just doesn't cut the mustard, especially outdoors where you'll struggle to hear this over the background noise. So I fitted my airsoft grenade with one of these. And for those who aren't sure as to what this is a car horn. And as you can see, it is pretty substantial compared to a measly piezo. Now switching a car horn electronically is a huge pain in the arse. Because they are intended for vehicles, they run on 12 volts and also draw a significant amount of current, meaning you have to have a pretty hefty battery to run it. And when it's sounding, it creates a huge amount of noise, not just audible noise, electronic noise. So you have to design a pretty robust circuit to be able to handle that sort of interference. So I spent many evenings designing a circuit which wouldn't jam on or burn out trying to switch the car horn. And then I found out that I actually needed two separate batteries to power this thing. There is one 3.7 volt lithium cell to power the control electronics, and then to run the horn I needed a 3-cell 11.1 volt 18650 battery pack. The horn itself is a high tone 110 decibel car horn, which isn't really that loud for an airsoft grenade, I'll give you that. However, this puts out a sustained honk rather than a quick bang. And compared to the piezo buzzer, because it's an electromechanical car horn, it has a much harsher sound pattern. The sound waves are a lot harsher, a lot more attention getting, and this thing is absolutely bloody deafening indoors. And to use the horn grenade, all you have to do is flick the switch on top, and then there's a 3-second fuse. Nah, just joking, it's not actually connected up to the battery because it's the middle of the night right now, and I think I'd get this inserted into me if I was to set it off right now. Don't worry though, I've got some daytime footage with this. And before this thing gets right on your tits and you end up wanting to strangle me, I would love it if you were to hit the like button, because it helps me gauge your interest in the video, and it also helps other people find this video if they want to experience the madness. Thank you. So I took this down to my local airsoft site, Commando Elite, and first I decided to test it on the marshals.
Scared the life out of me.
And it seemed to work quite well, although the marshals were probably thinking, oh for fuck's sake, what's he brought along this time? Having been given the all clear for the horn grenade, I was then pleasantly surprised to find out that this would count as a lethal grenade out on the field.
It's car horn, yeah, if you're within a few feet of that.
Yeah.
If
You're going to want to punch me,
yeah. 2 meters of that, if that thing makes you shit yourself.
Yeah, if you shit yourself.
Yeah, if that makes you crap yourself, just pull yourself out.
The thing is, originally I only made this to be a distraction device to throw into the caravan or other small buildings and scare the crap out of anyone inside them. Due to its untested nature and delicacy, I didn't throw it at all during the day. Instead, I opted to roll it along the ground instead, which is what it's designed for, which allowed me to get my first kill with it whilst we were battling over Pegasus Bridge. And in hindsight, I probably rolled it a bit too hard. The horn came loose slightly, although it seemed to work better after doing that, and it took me about 5 minutes to find it in the grass. But I foresaw such a clumsy eventuality. If after 10 minutes the grenade hasn't been turned off, it will start to sound the horn in short bursts. Beep, beep, beep. Just imagine that with a car horn, because again, middle of the night, allowing for easy, albeit slightly noisy, retrieval of the horn grenade. And if someone decides to nick it and they don't turn it off, well, you can find them quite easily as well. I then got a chance to use it for what I originally intended it for, which was to throw into the caravan to clear it out like a flashbang. And that's when I realised just how loud this thing was inside a building. As you'd expect, it's a frigging car horn. And of course, being battery operated, all I had to do was turn it off, chuck it back in my pouch, and it was ready to go again. Then I heard footsteps in the other end of the caravan.
Oh. Sorry. You're a friendly, aren't you? Yeah. Sorry about that.
Yeah, got a bit carried away there. Fog of war. Luckily, she managed to throw herself out the door in time and then got lit up by someone else. But the grenade worked, so that was the main thing. However, as the day went on, I started to suspect that the car horn grenade's novelty was beginning to wear off, and people were starting to curse me for making such a thing.
Bit annoying after a while.
Maybe that's why people started to get a bit more tetchy towards the end of the day. The fact that they had to deal with this obnoxious, big, ridiculous thing and his grenade. Nah, it was probably just the heat. And if you want to see more absurd, unorthodox airsoft gadgets in action, then make sure you subscribe. And if you want to find the most recent bit of airsoft gameplay featuring this very grenade, then you can find it right here.